Hey everybody, it's Wayne here to give you an update for week 12 of 2023. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, every week I push out updates to go over everything that I purchased in my M1 as well as my Robinhood account. I talk about covered calls, cash secured puts, all the premium that I generated, and of course, got to cover those dividends that continue to come in on a monthly basis. Let's go ahead and kick things off with Robinhood. You'll see here that I only received 3 dividends this week, but that's okay. 3 is better than none. Things started off with 18 cents from 6th Street Specialty Lending. I also received 75 cents from Qualcomm, and then I finished things out for the week with $14.79 from SPHD. This $14 was based on 100 shares. Now I actually have SPHD in my M1. I have been selling a series of covered calls against SPHD. I like it because it generates income on top of the monthly dividend that I received. So we've got 3 dividends in Robinhood. That's a total of $15.72. So let's go ahead and transition over to M1. Okay, switching over to M1, let's go ahead and break down the 4 dividends that I received for week 12. Kicking things off at the bottom with SPY-D, paid me $23.96. VYM, another ETF, paid me $2.85. Once again, SPHD, which I hold in my Robinhood, paid me $1.60, and the week finished out with $3.31 from Texas Roadhouse. So altogether in M1, I received a total of 4 dividends for a total of $31.72. So let's go ahead and show you what the 2023 dividend chart looks like. I am tracking all the dividends that I received from Robinhood and M1. And it looks like last week when we left off, I had received a total of $808.45. So let's go ahead and factor in the newly received dividends. And you will now see that my total so far for the month of March is $855.89. So let's go ahead and take a look at how everything breaks down by the year. Again, my goal is pretty simple. For the year, I want to make $15,000 in annual dividend income, and I think I can get there. Take a look here though. So far, every month of 2023, I have been able to easily beat the previous year and month. So January of 2023, I made about $600. That easily surpassed the $400 that I made in 2022. Same goes for February. I made about $740. That easily eclipsed what I made the previous year, $216. Now, so far in March, I have made $855.89. And I know what you're thinking. We only got 1 week to go. Am I going to be able to surpass the month of March 2022, in which I made $1,078? And yes, I do think that I'm going to be able to do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at Track Your Dividends. So this is my Track Your Dividends site. It is a paid for product. I think I pay $100 on an annual basis. And one of the nice features about Track Your Dividends is it will display upcoming dividends. Now, I don't necessarily follow these numbers as gospel. I have seen from previous months, it's not always going to be correct, but it does give a pretty good idea of what I can expect. So you can see here, if I hover over March of this year, it does show that I'll make about $1,900. I think it's going to come in a little bit lower than that. Let's go ahead and select on the M1 account, and we're going to scroll all the way down looking at the dividend calendar. And you'll see next week in my M1, I can expect to receive about $20 next Monday. The following Tuesday, $21. Take a look here at the last month, or I'm sorry, the last day of the month. This is a big one. I can expect to receive about $760. So I go back to the question, do I think I can surpass March of 2022? I absolutely do. Let's go ahead and look at Robinhood as well. Remember, I've transferred quite a bit of stocks over from Robinhood to M1. That means the majority of dividend income should come from my M1 account. But again, we are going to receive dividends from Robinhood. Again, let's go ahead and hover over what I can expect to receive the last week of March. Next Tuesday, about $17 should be coming into my account. The following day, I should receive about $81.40. That's pretty nice. Looks like next Thursday, about $1. And then next Friday, in the Robinhood account, I should wrap things up with $41.78. So we go back over here. Yes, I do think that I'll be able to surpass March of last year. And as a matter of fact, it should come pretty close to my all-time record month, which was December of 2022, in which I earned $2,000 plus of passive income. So we'll see. We'll see if March is going to be the best month ever. I think I'm going to come up a little bit short than when I had my month of December. Remember, December is typically where companies will pay out special dividends. And so, yeah, last December I received a lot of welcome gifts and surprises in the form of special dividends. But there we have it, $855.89. And even though we've got only 1 week in March, I do think that we're going to easily be able to surpass what we earned the previous year. Okay, now let's give you an update on how the portfolios look for the week. You can see here things finished relatively in the green. Robinhood earning about 1.22%. That's a gain of nearly $4,600, bringing my total balance up to $386,000. Remember, there is a difference in the brokerage holdings versus the cash that I keep in my Robinhood account. I'll give you a quick breakdown on that. Even though things have been going pretty good this last month, for all time though, I am still down nearly 7%. So I still have an unrealized loss of $27,000. That's okay. It's okay to be in the red. I'm not panicking. And one of the things that I'm doing on a consistent basis is, again, selling covered calls as well as cash secured puts. Hey, if you guys didn't know, this week the Feds yet again raised the rates. And that can also be a good thing, because if you have high yield earning savings accounts or you have other brokerage accounts that offer competitive APRs, take a look here, guys. I subscribe to Robinhood Gold. It is $5 a month, but they recently increased the rate from 4.1 to 4.4%, which means all of my uninvested cash in my Robinhood brokerage is going to be earning interest. And what I love about Robinhood is they currently pay it actually out twice a month. So I've already received a payment earlier last week, and it looks like I'm on track to receive another interest payment of $11.51. So far, since signing up for Robinhood Gold, I have earned a total of $233.55. Not bad. Essentially, that is money that if it were sitting in my traditional savings or checking account, I wouldn't have earned anything close to that amount. So there you have a portfolio update for Robinhood. Now let's give you a look at the portfolio in my M1, currently at $115,000 for the week. We saw a return of nearly 2%. That's about $2,200. Remember, when you're looking at this portfolio from this view, it does factor in things like earned dividends and whatnot. If we go to holdings though, this gives me a total unrealized gain or loss. And in this case, I have an unrealized loss of over 6%. That's nearly $7,800. And if we sort on whether or not my portfolio, the majority of these 46 positions, am I in the green or I'm in the red, you can see here I have far more positions that are in the red. Let's go ahead and sort by unrealized loss. And if we scroll down here, a lot more red than you see green. I've said this before in previous videos, one of the downsides that I think to holding multiple positions, and again, in my case, I hold 46 just in M1, is every week when I contribute money, let's go back to the portfolio here. The slices that I have in my M1, 80% is set to the long-term hold. That means, right, for all the money that comes in, pretty much it's going to this long-term hold slice. Now, I'm okay with that because this year I have a focus of buying quality, not quantity. And so all these stocks in here are receiving attention from all the funds that I deposit, which is $250 per week. You're going to have to stay tuned in for next week's update because there is going to be some changes in this portfolio, including a stock that I am going to push out of the long-term hold slice. Maybe you can guess what that stock is. And I'm also going to be documenting what I'm doing in the form of an increase of my weekly contribution. So stay tuned because there's going to be some relatively big changes as well as some big additions coming to my investment journey. But there we have it for Robinhood, or I apologize, there we have it for M1. And you can see here for the week, looking at all the slices, it looks like You look at this 2% gain. This is reflected over all of these slices. So my quarterly dividend slice saw an increase of nearly 2%. My monthly dividend slice saw an increase of 4%. And you look at the long-term hold, only an increase of 0.3%. ETFs, 1.18%. Again, there's some great stocks in this quarterly dividend, slice of my M1. I wish that I could be able to give more money to these. It just hasn't been able to happen. But again, it's a good problem to have, right? I've got a lot of quality stocks across the board. It's just been difficult for me to decide, right, which of those I want to give all of my money to. But again, there are some strategic changes coming to my portfolio, so you will need to remain tuned in. And last but not least, let's give you a quick look at all the premium that I earned for week 12. As you guys know, I sell covered calls as well as cash secured puts. And last week in my video, I talked a little bit more in depth about the decision I made with IWM. If you recall, I had sold a covered call contract for IWM. I did this back in February, but it did not expire until June 16th. And I kind of made the decision, like, why am I allowing this contract to sit on the sidelines? Who cares if I get assigned on IWM? So I made a decision to buy to close early. It cost me $283. The question that I had for myself was, would I be able to make enough money in premium to justify paying that $283? Well, if we look at every covered call I have sold since that transaction, if we add up these, I have made $320. So easily I can justify this decision. That's $320 I've made since coming out of pocket $280. Versus if I had just waited until June for this to expire. So I'm really happy about that decision. I made quite a few transactions selling covered calls. You guys can see here, total year to date, I have made $7,358. I've also begun to sell a lot more cash secured puts. Not as many as my covered calls, but few of the stocks that I'm really digging is SOXL, TQQQ, and TNA. And you'll see here I have made $2,675. You guys know I'm also selling covered calls / cash secured puts, running the wheel strategy on 3 stocks now: Celsius, Amazon, and SoFi. So make sure that you're tuning into that series if you want to follow along as I document all of my trades for those 3 stocks. So let's go ahead and get you guys some updated numbers here. Again, this is last week. I had sold a total of $6,611 for covered calls. I made $2,550 for cash secured puts. That was a total of $9,161. If we add in now Celsius, Amazon, SoFi, that put me at $10,486. Let's go ahead and update the stats with all of the recent covered calls and cash secured puts and see if this number goes up from $10,486. Okay, we've updated those numbers. Take a look here. So far in 2023, when it comes to covered calls, I have sold a total of 211 covered call contracts, making $7,358. When it comes to cash secured puts in 2023, I've sold $2,675 worth of premium for those 26 contracts. That's a total of $10,033. But remember, I'm also running the wheel strategy, which is just me documenting that in a different spreadsheet. It's all going to be totaled at the very end. And for running the wheel on Celsius, Amazon, and SoFi, I've made $1,300. That's a total of $11,358 that I have made so far just in premium for 2023. If we compare this week to last, that's an increase of $872. So again, I go back to, when people say, Wayne, isn't selling covered calls and cash secured puts, isn't it a lot of work? And the answer is yes, it's absolutely a lot of work. But by far, I am seeing more progress when it comes to selling calls than, let's say, waiting or building that passive income like dividend. And I'm okay with all 3. And in fact, I think no matter how old you are or how young you are, you should be thinking about generating income from different streams. So not just dividend, not just long-term growth, but also options. And I absolutely, as you guys know, I love selling covered calls and cash secured puts. So there you have it. Not too bad. There's the week 12 update. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Hey, do me a favor as I continue to document and share my journey. Nothing would make me happier than to be able to share that with more people. So do me a favor, like, subscribe, and of course, if you have any questions or feedback, I always love to hear from you in the comments. And we'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Have a great day.